Let's start. Diana, if you can stop sharing, please. So, shalom, everyone. Good evening. We are so happy to see everyone here. We are going to record it and to give the opportunity for everyone all over the year to use what we are going to learn together. So I'm Zohar Vlosky. I'm the Israeli emissary for Jewish National Fund, and I'm very happy with my colleagues here, Oren Chefetz, the Israeli emissary at the West Coast, and Yossi Kahana, the executive director of Disability and Special Needs Task Force at the Jewish National Fund, and Eliana and Daniel Friedman. Good evening, everyone. Or Rick Abrams also join us. And shalom, everyone. A few of you I know, and the others I will learn very soon. And we are going to talk about today about disability and special needs and what the Jewish National Fund are doing in Israel, but from here, from US, and what you as an educator can do with all what you are going to learn today. Also, I want to share with you that we have a series for you for every month, the meetup of the month. The next meetup is going to be in March 23rd, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, 4 p.m. Pacific Time. And we are going to talk about Yom HaAtzmaut, the Israel Independence Day, 73 anniversary. So you will learn about Yom HaAtzmaut, and you will learn about the tools online that you can use for your classroom, for your students, formal education and informal education. So you are more than welcome. I put at the chat box all the next meetings that we have, and also we are going to send you an email after tomorrow with the presentation, with the recording, and also with the links for our tools, include the next meetings, next meetups that we have, so you can mark your calendar for your next meeting. Let's start, and let me share my screen with the first actually video that, of course, you can use it by yourself when you should receive it. You see my screen, my presentation?
Yep.
Okay.
As part of its focus on improving quality of life in Israel, Jewish National Fund is dedicated to ensuring that no member of Israeli society is left behind. Through a variety of initiatives, JNF provides cutting-edge rehabilitative services, special education, and medical care for people with special needs, and makes its forests, parks, picnic areas, playgrounds, nature trails, lookouts, and recreational facilities inclusive for visitors of all ability levels. Special in uniform. To serve in the IDF is every Israeli child's rite of passage. Without it and the badge of honor it provides, you feel less than. For teens with special needs, Army service used to be something they could only dream about. Until Special in Uniform came along. Now, thanks to this unique program, more than 200 Israeli teens with special needs are serving their country, gaining a sense of inclusion in Israeli society, and carrying out their service with pride, honor, and dignity. LOTEM, making nature accessible. A walk in the park is something many take for granted, But if you're wheelchair bound, that walk is not so easy, maybe impossible. Thanks to LOTEM making nature accessible, family outings to the Shuk or nature hikes at Nahal HaShafet are now possible. So is stomping on grapes to make wine and baking pita, allowing children and adults with varying disabilities and without to enjoy activities side by side. LOTEM now serves more than 35,000 people a year, proving that individuals with disabilities are no different from the rest and are able to do anything. Ala Negev, a state-of-the-art rehabilitative village in southern Israel, Ala Negev ensures that each person who comes through their doors receives the care they need to reach their full potential, empowering each resident and outpatient to achieve their greatest degree of independence, like enabling 3-year-old Mahmoud to take his first steps on his own. Mahmoud came to Ala Negev when he was just 5 months old, and after 2.5 years of working with physical therapists and specialized teachers, Mahmoud can now walk on his own. More than that, he can now live at home with his family. Red Mountain Therapeutic Riding Center. For Zohar, the horse is magic. Born with cerebral palsy, Zohar will never walk. He is blind and he cannot speak. Yet every week, with the support of a therapist behind him, he gets in a saddle and he lights up. This is the only time his muscles are able to experience this type of movement. There is something about the three-dimensional movement of the horse that moves his hips in a way that mimics walking, relieving his spasms and normalizing the tone. It is his special moment of experiencing a sense of normalcy, and it happens at the Red Mountain Therapeutic Riding Center at Kibbutz Grofit. No one should ever feel left out of society. The work JNF does, that each and every one of you stand behind, helps ensure that everyone, regardless of individual challenges, is able to feel that they are not only supported, but that they belong.
So the idea of today is to give you the knowledge, to be exciting, and also to see what you can do with your students and how you can make it as a lesson, as a session, as a class, whatever you know, to work with your students, different age. And the idea is that we adapt our community, we learn about people, and also we give the tzedakah and dedicate to Israel. So you have a lot of benefits from tonight. And let me move it to Yossi Kahana, the Executive Director for Disability and Special Needs at Jewish National Fund. Yossi, the stage is yours, please.
Thank you, Zohar. Thank you, everyone. Good evening. I would like to start with a story about a mother that comes to her son's room in the morning, and she knocked on the door. She said, "David, good morning. You need to go to the school." And David goes, "I don't want to go to the school. All the students are at me. All the teachers are at me. I have no reason why to go to the school." So the mother responds, "My dear son, I'll give you 2 reasons why you do need to go to the school. A, you are 49 years old, and B, you are the principal." Today, we will talk about the challenge that parents for children with special needs, with disabilities have. And this is a great challenge for a family and for the surrounding family. And we always believe that people that have children with special needs did not choose to be parents for people with special needs. They were chosen. And the question is, we as a society, what's our responsibility to these children? We can continue our life. We live in a society that praised excellency, which is good. But what about those with special needs? Or we can welcome them, help their parents, create programs, services, and including in our programs in a daily life. Jewish National Fund believe that when we come to Israel to make sure that Israel citizens have a better life, building communities, forests, parks, water, everything they need, we should and we must to include also those with disabilities. They are part of us, and each child was born by the image of God. So 25 years ago, Jewish National Fund start to work to make sure that every parks and forest in Israel, as you know, we plant millions of trees. Trees become forests and parks, will be accessible for those with physical disabilities. Because Israeli loves to go to the nature to enjoy it. As you just saw, we partner with Lotem, an organization that not only make the nature accessible physically, but make programs for children to enjoy the nature, the gift of nature. We working to develop the Negev, which is 60% from our land in Israel. So in the Negev, we build a village for people with very severe disabilities, full lifespan, state-of-the-art, loving place, when the parents know that people there taking care of their child the same way that they would. Today, we have thousands of people coming and enjoying this village. We have 500 people working there, including Bedouin people, which is Arab neighbors of the village living in the Negev. And of course, in the village, we're taking care of everyone, Jewish and not Jewish. Very far in the Negev, we have the Arava, which is the land, beautiful part of the desert. And we, as Jewish National Fund, encourage people to move there as the pioneers. But what about those couples that moving to the desert and their child need therapy? So we partner with Red Mountain Therapeutic Center. So we give 10,000 sessions a year for every child or adult that need those therapies. And the last thing, what the movie just started, is special in uniform. As you heard in the movie, and you know, in Israel, the army is a place that everybody going through. The joke in Israel goes that in every date or job interview, the first question will be, where did you serve in the army? And you might think the army is a place that protecting the country. What people with special needs have to do with the army? But the army in Israel, it's much more than that. And soon you're going to hear from one of our former commanders that witnessed firsthand what it means to work with people with disabilities. Not only they influence all of us, they are doing a job that the army needs, because if not for them, someone else will need to do the work. And they're working with the intelligence community, with the Air Force, with the On Front Command, low-tech and high-tech. Each one have a gift, and our job is to find those gifts. We actually started recently a music inclusion program, believe it or not. We find talented musicians with disabilities, blind, autistic, but musicians, amazing, brilliant musicians. And they will be part of the army band. They will have their own sing program, and they will appear in front of thousands of soldiers. So this whole idea of investing with people with disabilities, it's about our society. It's about us, to make us a better people. So when we talk about education, about the next generation, we would like them to be people with kindness, sharing and caring to others, because frankly, no one have insurance. And it could be sibling, neighbors, friend. Everyone knows someone that have some special needs. So we believe that this should be a state of the art in our organization, and that's what we are doing. And I'm thankful that I was invited this month, because we are a Jewish Disability Awareness and Acceptance and Inclusion Month. It's a worldwide movement. With JNF, we not only talk about it, we're doing we're sharing the love and the challenges that we're facing with our population with special needs, because we'd like to make sure that everyone will get involved. I mentioned the special uniform program, how much it impacts the soldiers, the young people with disabilities, of course, the parents, the surrounding family, the community, but how much it impacts the commander and the soldiers in the base, which is a great value by itself. Soon, you're going to hear from one of the commander that witnessed and was part of this program, but from the side of his eyes, from his point of view. So we're going to show a short video that incorporates also our music program, and will introduce our guest speaker, Commander Major Oren Hepetz. Thank you.
So I'm going to share my screen. Thank you so much, Yossi. I'm going to share again and to show the movie that you talked about. And this is the best introduction for our next guest speaker, Oren Hepetz.
This is Daniel. He's a proud soldier in Palmachim base. In the base, it's about the ability, not the disability.
Oren, the stage is yours, please.
Thank you very much. Thank you for the intro, and hi everyone, and good afternoon, evening. I'm the West Coast, so it's still early here. And I'm happy to share my screen and my story in a few minutes. So if you can see the screen, this is a little bit about me and my family. And I'm 44, and I served in the IDF as a helicopter pilot for 24 years. And I retired just a little bit more than 2 years ago, and came here, moved to, now I'm in Sunnyvale, California, since the beginning of end of 2019. So not the best timing, but still. And I'm the Israeli emissary for the Jewish National Fund in Northern California. This is what I did just before I came and joined the JNF with my career. I have two brothers also, which you can see on the right upper corner, that serve the same time that I did. And we had some very long nights, especially for my mother, when we all served in in some operation in Gaza and Lebanon. But I had many great years in the Air Force, did a lot of interesting stuff. And as you can imagine, being a pilot in the Air Force, a major in the Air Force, and becoming someone to work for a non-profit in the US, it's not a common path for pilots usually. So what happened to me? So in my last position as a deputy commander of the Air Force Base in Palmachim, I adopted the plan that you heard about, the special uniform. I asked the people that to take me and show me what are they doing in the base, and I was moved in seconds, got attached to the soldiers. And actually the first kid that I saw there was a guy named Roy Schiffman, which served in, this is the guy, and he served in the medical center in the base. And I went to meet him and I asked him what his name. I have to say that I talked to him like he's a special human being, and he looked at me and asked me, who am I? So I told him that I'm the deputy commander and I'm a pilot. I fly the Blackhawks here in the base. So he told me, listen, this is what you've got to do. Soldiers here in the base are coming in and to the medical center, but they don't talk nicely to the soldiers here, and you have to put cameras inside the building and in the reception. And in seconds, it hit me that this guy is so smart, and we became friends. And this was the first time that I met JNF, because afterwards I helped them renovate a building inside the base, and I met some donors that came. I became like a tour guide in my own base for the donors. I met the CEO, Russell Robinson, that told me, listen, come with us for a week in Israel and see what we are doing. And I did. And actually this week, and meeting a special uniform program changed my life. And this is how I found myself coming here to help them, because I think that the work JNF is doing in JNF USA in Israel is the best thing that happens now in Israel, especially with all the politics around. Just so you know, the program is a big success, and the U.S. Army asked to copy the program. And now in last October, the National Guard started this program with a different name. It's called Corps of Honor. So for me, the program is a triple win. One is for the soldiers themselves that get to fulfill their dream and serve alongside their friends. The families, of course, that can go and work during the day, because otherwise we don't have any place in Israel that can occupy those youngsters during the day. But the most unique win for me is the society, because special regular soldiers that are having the opportunity to serve with those amazing disability soldiers are learn all about the disability world and are becoming a better human beings, understand their needs. And when they are growing up, they will absolutely all consider all the time and think about if they are building a new building. So we must make it accessible for kids with disabilities, with special needs, etc. So this is my story. And I think it's a great, great program. And thank you for joining us.
Any question for Oren, if you want, maybe in the end? Okay, thank you so much, Oren. And we should return to you. So as we learned from Yossi and from Oren, we have here a great opportunity. We have here a great opportunity to learn all over the year, not only this month. Of course, this month it's we are focusing, but I think that it's something that we should work all over the year. And we are talking about values, about human, about people, about our community. So let's take it to the next step, and let's make it as an educational class or lesson, so we can teach our students a great lesson. And another level, a great lesson about netina, about how we can contribute, how we can make for our community. And let's take Israel as a great example, how from here, the lovely Jewish community here in the state, in the United States, can help and support our brothers and sisters in Israel with 4 different projects. And every project is like olam umlo, the whole world, every project that we can see. So what we can do with the tools, like with the tachlis, how we can use it. We have a lot of personal stories, like videos, and you saw and you will see also a few options that will give you more opportunities, not only to focus on disability and special needs, also to mention it all over the year. Shevet Achim V'Achayot is coming very, very soon. Also, you can see some classes that you can do with your students. And also you can ask us and work with us to find speakers, like great speakers like Oren or Yossi, or our partners in Israel. So you can imagine how today it's easier to connect between our project in Israel, let's say Grufit in the Arava near Elat, okay, with the key person there, and to connect for a few minutes with your students, although we have different hours. And today, by thanks God and thanks Zoom, we can make it happen. And of course, when the Zoom will over, or the COVID will over, so we can make it in person as well. So let me share again my screen and give you some educational tools and opportunities for you. And I just remind you, everything we will send to you later. So, and you can see and you can download for yourself and you can share with your colleagues and teachers and staff. Can you see my PowerPoint? Just give me a hint. You see it?
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, we see it.
Okay. Okay. So our main resource is Ask Herzl database for educators. Here you can find a lot of materials for around the action areas that JNF does in Israel, like Tu B'Shvat and water solution, people in Israel. And here is the special needs. So when you click on it, so you can find more information about what we have. And tomorrow it will be ready for you. One second. Tomorrow it will be ready for you to download it. Okay. You see the web? Just give me a hint if you see it.
Yep.
I see it.
Okay, good, good. So here you can find, we spoke about LOTEM, or we spoke about the special in uniform and others. So you can find here exactly an activity that you can do with your class, okay? So you have all the teacher's guide here, exactly about the activity, what you need from the activity. And let's take LOTEM as an example. So the activity is around the six tenths, or the abilities or disabilities. So to give the students more opportunity to understand, so they need to play their role for a second. What is the meaning to be blind? What, to close only the eyes? So the activities is following what's happened when you can't able to see, or you can't able to hear, or you can't able to smell, or you can't able to move. So it's related to the six tenths, and you have here all the activity that you can use. So you will find here at Ask Herzl under the folder Special Needs, you can find all the materials that we are talking about. It will be available from tomorrow. Here I want to share with you another tool that is also related to Yom Ha'atzmaut and all over the year. Do you know the song Shevet Achim V'Achayot? So the soldiers and volunteers with special needs from Special in Uniform program, they made a special one for you to use. So you can teach Hebrew by the songs. You can speak about the program following by the songs. You can open or close or use it in the middle of your program, Shevet Achim V'Achayot, and the message from Shevet Achim V'Achayot that all of us together, we are tribes, and like the 12 tribes all over the world, or the Jewish world, so we are always together. Let's see it, and you're more than welcome, of course, to join, and also to see the words and to meet the soldiers. So when you are talking about the program, when you are talking about disability and special needs, or when you want it to use it for your event, but to mention here, it's a special one. It come from Israel, come by Special in Uniform, come by disability and special needs, and those are our brothers and sisters.
שבעים שנה במכונית, אני נוסע ומביט על מה היה ומה נהיה, ואיך נפשי עוד הומייה מהמצדה של הזריחות, ירושלים בסליחות, מחוף כנרת ואכזיב,
מהמסיבות של תל אביב. אבי חלם והתפלל
לחיות בארץ ישראל. היום ילדי אותי שואל, מה הסיפור של ישראל?
כאן זה בית, כאן זה לב,
ואותך אני לא עוזב.
אבותינו שורשים,
ואנחנו הפרחים המנגינות, שבט אחים ואחיות. אותה שכונה, אותו רחוב, תרי סרבנים של יעקב,
אוספים ביחד נדודים בתוך תרמיל געגועים. אדם נוף מולדתו, חורת קווים בכף ידו, בין התפילות לנדרים,
ריחות פרדס של הדרים,
ובעיניה של אמי
תמיד אמצא את מקומי. על הגיטרה מתנגן ניגון עתיק שמחבר.
כאן זה בית, כאן זה לב, ואותך אני לא עוזב.
אבותינו שורשים, ואנחנו הפרחים המנגינות, שבט אחים ואחיות. מבראשית הכל תפור, טלאים טלאים של הסיפור, כמו שתי מילים להתחבר, בחוט זהב של משורר. אני מכאן, אני שייך, וכל חבר שלי כמו אח.
אתה פועמת בלבבי,
אני מזרח מערבי. כאן זה בית, כאן זה לב, ואותך אני לא עוזב. אבותינו שורשים, ואנחנו הפרחים המנגינות,
שבט אחים ואחיות.
כאן זה בית, כאן זה לב, ואותך אני לא עוזב. אבותינו שורשים, ואנחנו הפרחים המנגינות, שבט אחים ואחיות, ואותך אני לא עוזב. אבותינו שורשים, ואנחנו הפרחים המנגינות, שבט אחים ואחיות. שבט אחים ואחיות.
כאן זה בית, כאן זה לב, ואותך אני לא עוזב. אבותינו השורשים, ואנחנו הפרחים, המנגינות, שבט אחים ואחיות.
So you have a few options, you know, you can use the songs to your event or to your class. And it's really important to give the story, to give the, you know, in a few words, what is behind the project, what is the idea, and which values we are talking about. Also, we are talking about personal stories. So you have, and you will find from tomorrow at Ask Herzl database, some personal stories like Omer Lahat story. It's very short, look, it's around 6 minutes. So only let's take a taste, a minute or two, what is about. So if you want to realize with a soldier in Israel, actually is volunteer. It became to be a soldier in Israel. So it's one of the good others that we have for you.
Omer was born after 31 weeks of pregnancy.
When we already knew that we are entering a very long and difficult journey for the entire life.
He was always integrated with regular children. So when the day came and all his friends around him got the invitation to the army and he didn't, Omer was devastated. It was really a dream that was taken from him. The minute we met, especially in uniforms program, we understood that this is the best option for us. This moment of recruiting the army is the moment when you feel I'm a real Israeli.
אתה מתרגש?
בעננים זה תחושה עיראית.
It was a very emotional moment. He went inside and had his uniforms.
תודה רבה לך.
I think that we didn't cry for many years, but the minute I saw Omer with his uniforms. I felt suddenly when this baby that I held in my arms and didn't believe that he would be able to walk, suddenly becomes a soldier in the Israeli army. It was a dream.
הרגשתי גאווה, הרגשתי אושר, הייתי עם דמעות של אושר בעיניים.
Omer is running there to the people with the balloons. People are proud of him, I'm proud of him. The best moment I had with Omer ever.
The first week of his service.
So it's amazing, an emotional video, one of a few videos that we have for you. And by the way, I know this story from firsthand because his father, Orly Lahat, we served together at the IDF, and I know this story, from him, and it's very, very exciting and emotional to know his story, and especially to know that against all the chances, he served at the IDF. So it's not so clear, it's not obvious. I also served at the IDF, and I remember that that service of disability and special needs, it's almost unbelievable and not an option before these projects came to the air a few years ago. What we have also here is the values activities, like to run with your class. So, again, it's good for formal education, informal education, and also to realize here the 6 values of the IDF that related to the option to serve. It's very obvious to the normal people. It's very challenging to disability and special needs that needs to volunteer and to ask the army to join. And this program, especially in uniform, gives them the opportunity. But again, to realize it, so we have here like a play, like a game, like activity that they can realize activity by value by value and activity by activity, like a small a play and kind of game that it will realize to themselves what are the challenges that volunteer that wants to serve at the IDF as a regular soldiers needs to deal with. So Adia Negev, you saw we have here the video. What is Adia Negev? It's located near Ofakim, in the middle of the Negev. And now we are building the first hospital for disability and special needs. There is no one in Israel. We have some departments in a few hospitals across Israel, but there is no one hospital that its professionality is disability and special needs. This is exactly what we are going to build near the Negev, Ale Negev in Ofakim. This is the beginning of the video that you can use to learn more.
Adi Negev, Nachlat Iran, is a state-of-the-art rehabilitative village in Israel's south that was founded in memory of Eran Almog, the late son of Didi and Major General in Reserve Doron Almog. Fueled by his love for Eran, who was born with severe autism and intellectual disabilities, Doron Almog guided the creation of this expensive residential and rehabilitative complex, which provides ongoing specialized care, including every possible treatment and therapy for children, adolescents, and adults with severe disabilities, as well as a host of rehabilitative solutions for individuals from all backgrounds and levels of need.
So you have here the video and the presentation, what you can find there, and also the activities related to what's happened there. So we spoke about Lotem. And Lotem, now we are going outside, we are going to the nature, and here the challenge is to take a trip near any river, Nachal. So here is near Nachal HaShofet, near Yokneam, a little bit northern Israel, between, let's say, near Carmel Mount, before Haifa, we have Nahal HaShofet, very nice Nahal or river, and you can find how they deal with the challenge how to take a trip in the middle of the nature that everyone actually needs to take or to have the opportunity.
Because man is the tree of the field. The world was created in stages, and we are all connected and interdependent. The connection of the Jewish people to their land does not depend on time and location, because everywhere I go to Eretz Israel. Lotem respects nature and finds in it the healing, strengthening power. In the heart of a spectacular nature reserve, in the Biosphere Reserve of Israel, is the Valley of Peace, a farm that serves as an educational center which teaches about the values of nature conservation and is open to all children with all abilities. The Valley of Peace is accessible to all and accepts everyone, like nature, without judgment. These trees are hundreds of years old, and they have seen it all. And we learn from them about acceptance, about inclusion, about peace.
And here you have another activity like a camping prep activity. So it's very nice. Another very good activity inside or outdoor, indoor or outdoor that you can use. And the last one is the Red Mount Therapeutic Riding Center, Gurufit, in the Arva, not too far from Eilat, that they have a special way how to help and to support people who need them.
I'm Adva. I'm almost 29 years old. I was born with something called CP. To be here living even like this, it's actually a miracle. I'm thanking God every day that I'm here.
Adva was born prematurely, and unfortunately she suffered a massive brain hemorrhage after birth. We really did not know if she would be able to stand, if she would be able to walk, and you accept that and try to concentrate on what she can do. Over the years, we've seen that she can do many, many wonderful things. Adva speaks 4 languages fluently. She's a trooper. She works hard, and she has been working hard all of her life. And living a life like Adva, it's very courageous.
I've been in a wheelchair my whole life, but that doesn't stop me to do anything. I've been riding for as long as I can remember myself. To be on a horse for me is like walking because I can't move my legs very well. When I first came here, I was 3.5 years old, and it seriously seemed like a fairy tale.
When Red Mountain opened, Adva was first client, and she began riding here regularly on a regular basis, once a week, sometimes twice a week. The movements that the hips get is just like the movement of walking, so it was recommended.
Therapeutic riding is for everyone. It works with them.
So we can go and go, but I would love to end before the Q&A with the Bnei Mitzvah project. So Bnei Mitzvah projects you can offer to all your students, individual or as a class, to join and to be connected to any one of the projects by themselves. Let's jump to the link that you can see exactly what we are talking about. So this is the front page of the Bnei Mitzvah project. So here you can see about the project and how you can be a part. So you can see how much efforts Bnei Mitzvah children from all over the state are involved in doing such amazing job. So if I jump to a Baruch Bar Mitzvah project, see what he wrote by himself, what is his goal and his honor roll. And of course, he learned about the project and he feels that he's a part of. When he come to Israel, it's a great opportunity, of course, to visit and to feel and to be connected firsthand. So it's very exciting. So about the project, you can find here all the projects that you can be a part. Okay, like Ale Adi Negev, and Lotem, and Special in Uniform, and Gurufit in the Arava. So now it's the timing to open the stage for you, or maybe Daniel, if you want to add a few words about Bnei Mitzvah as well, and about the opportunity for our educators, please.
For sure. So first of all, a big thank you to you all for joining us tonight. A big thank you to Zohar and Oren and Yossi for presenting. Just really quick, so I want to be respectful of everyone's time. We just to like add one piece to the Bnei Mitzvah part, and then just to talk for a second about our mission. So one of the big things that we found is that the Bnei Mitzvah program is really a great way for students to connect to a part of Israel, for them to feel that sense of ownership. And we do our best for your local resources, your local professionals, to connect them to a human being on the other end, so that they're not just supporting a program somewhere across the world that they don't feel any personal buy-in, but they have a personal connection. There's someone on the other end. If it's at Grafit, then it's a writing instructor. If it's Special Uniform, it's the general who runs the program himself, really so that they feel that sense of ownership kind of as they step into their roles and their responsibilities and are as part of the Jewish people, them to also feel that larger piece. The second part is just our educators' mission. We're waiting on like the final little bits, but obviously COVID pending and assuming everything runs this summer, in the beginning of July, we'll be running a 10-day mission to Israel. And it will be as part of KKL's National or International Global Educators Summit. And it's really, we cover all of the land costs and we cover the registration, and it's really just a down payment, a refundable deposit, and getting yourself to Israel. So if you have plans on being there or something like that, or you want to go, we'll of course be sharing all that information out with everyone, but we know it's a little crazy now to think what it could possibly be to travel internationally in 5-6 months. Because honestly, I don't even know what next week is going to look like. But assuming that things are as back to normal as they can be, we'd love to travel with you all and take you all to Israel. That's it.
Thank you so much, Daniel. So the stage is yours for any Q&A and your feedback. We love to hear your feedback, what you think about the program that we try to give you, a small taste and opportunity. So for your feedback or for your question for any one of us, please.
אוקיי, זוהר, קודם תודה רבה. תודה רבה לכל, באמת כל מי שהציג ודיבר היום, ושוב עוד
Ayala, is it okay to move to switch to English?
Yes, of course. Yes. I'm sorry. So thank you all very much. It's one more thing that really JNF is doing, and I learned for first time about it. So I thank you very much. It's unbelievable. And I'm waiting for the recording because I will show it to my teachers. And even though that we are only until elementary, we don't have a middle school, but we will look for really opportunities how to introduce it to the kids and really make them aware of it, and to see maybe we can do something, any project that can help us connect with this, and for the kids to be more sensitive and to know more about this and about JNF as always. Yeah, so thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Ayala, and just want to share with everyone that Ayala, she's from Lerman School in South Florida, and they raise for Tu B'Shvat hundreds and hundreds of trees. The competition is still open, okay, still open until March 1st, so we can able now to announce who is the first one, but I can give you a hint, almost $6,000 by trees they raised for Tu B'Shvat. So it's only a hint because it's still open for everyone. So thank you so much, Ayala, for all your efforts and for all your educators' efforts. And you have still few days more open.
Yeah, for sure.
For you.
We were #1 for last 2 years, so we want to keep it, to continue. So
okay. This is a custom. This is a custom. Okay, thank you so much. Who wants else, please? Lynn or Wendy or Sally or Lisa, whatever, feel free, any one of you. Devorah.
I just sent you something in the chat, but
Okay.
I've heard of some of your programs before, and watching the videos and hearing more, it's just so wonderful, and it's just wonderful. Yasher koach.
Thank you so much, Lisa. Thank you so much. And when you will search by yourself after, you can find around 20, 25 different materials. They include video or activities that for sure you can find that it's good for your students and for your class. And always personal story is the best to bring the message and to do some activities, you know, to feel that the students can jump for a second to the role. What is the meaning to be with disability and special needs? Thank you.
One more thing, I can't remember which video it was, but the song that they were singing, it was yes, something, yes in my heart. I can't remember all the words. It repeated. I want the words, the Hebrew and the English. Oh, it was just wonderful.
You will find them for sure. If not, please text us and we will send to you. Okay. Of course, we will share our all our email address and contact details, of course. Anyone else?
I'll volunteer. Okay.
Yes, please.
Okay, so I can say something. I am a special educator, both in secular life and in religious life. So for me this is a real, I use the videos, I've used some of them before because the students are able to make that real connection. So when they see what is possible Israeli style, they're like, okay, wait a minute, this is our American life, so we can blend the two. So they are very powerful. I have some students who all said, can we take a field trip to Lotem? Because they all said, we want to go to Lotem. I haven't told them about the horseback riding. I'm from Massachusetts. We do have something similar here. It's something called the Bridge Center. And that is an amazing place. Again, the horses are owned by a Jewish family, of course. They have a company called Doorbell Stables, Dora and Bill. And their horses are used by children with varying disabilities. A lot of students, I'm an autism specialist, so students with autism. And I'm trying to also to bring them here, to kind of take, okay, here it is in Israel, let's volunteer there when things go back together. So thank you for all the videos, because they are very powerful.
Thank you so much. And of course, we want everyone that one day, not too far, to come to Israel and to touch and to connect and to be there. And of course, our seminar that Daniel mentioned is going to be 1 or 2 or 3 of those projects, to bring the educators to connect, because our goal is to connect to Israel. And we try by our programs to be your voice in Israel. So double meaning, your voice in Israel. Shevet Achim, the videos, the projects, and of course, the real life. Anyone else for the end? Oren, do you want to add something? Yossi, Rick, Dana, anyone else?
I just want to say thank you so much. This is very valuable information, and we'll share a lot of this with our teachers at the preschool. We're preschool age children, so 16 months through 5. This was really wonderful and just enlightening. I appreciate everything that you're doing. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, and I would like to wish everyone Purim Sameach and happy Purim, and thank you for everything you do, all the educators, teachers, the principals, for our children, for our next generation of Am Israel, and in general. Thank you.
The best closing. Thank you so much. Thank you, and Purim Sameach, and tomorrow you will receive all the materials and the link and the recording. Thank you. See you at the next meetup in a month, March 23rd, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Bye-bye. Good evening. Shalom.